Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
Well, we watched a video on X that pissed you off.
Oh my gosh.
Who was it?
Ugh, Bill Gates.
Bill.
And I know we've talked about him before, but we have to we have to revisit and bring him up because he doesn't seem to be going away. And I don't know why that is. Like, I don't know why people keep listening to him. And
He's a Culture Club frontman.
he is. And
He gets foisted.
he's like Satan's like number two man practically,
He does.
and
He goes, good, Bill. Good, good, good.
he he is just so vile and so hideous and so evil. And the stuff that he talks about and the plans that he has, like, they make zero sense, and there's people that are actually like lapping it up and believing him somehow. I don't get it.
Like that dude interviewing him
Yeah.
at that
So
World Economic Forum
so
event.
the dude's interviewing him, and I guess, like, instead of people just like laughing and like throwing tomatoes at him, they're just like, oh, okay, like taking notes, like it's reasonable. So um
He actually speaks their language.
yeah,
I think that's what it is. He speaks the elite's language.
he I don't understand what makes him the authority on any of this stuff. So he was like, totally after saying, what was he saying before the cootie shots? We could do a really good job.
Oh, well, that was in 2015.
Yeah.
So let's go back to that. So that was at the TED Talks in 2015. He goes, if we do a really good job with healthcare and vaccines,
Vaccines.
we can reduce this number down about 15, maybe even 20%.
He was talking about the population.
Yeah.
And so, like, hearing that, shouldn't that cause alarm bells to go off? Like, for people listening, shouldn't they be thinking, wait a second, he wants to reduce the population by 15 or
And
20%?
all the people in the World Economic Forum audience are on board with that.
Yeah,
That means the elites,
they,
that's what people need to understand. The people who have money and power, they want to exterminate you.
yeah. So, I don't know how he was able to just like say these things and go forward with his evil plans, and people like actually went along with it and thought he was doing a good thing, like normal people. But lately he's been on this other kick of his, which is to eliminate all the carbon emissions or whatever, and getting rid of cows and trees. He talked about we should chop down like all the forests and stuff because they were emitting too much carbon. Okay, life life happens because of carbon. We need carbon.
Yeah,
And so if he wants to like get rid of all the trees, like, how are we going to have enough oxygen?
I think
You know what I
I
mean?
think these people have a psychopathy and it causes them to have like a they have kind of a pathological mental condition where
Totally.
they're because in that video we just watched there's a lot of assumptions that he makes
Yeah,
that you're just supposed to accept.
we're going to get into that. I just kind of wanted to like review a little bit of the back story of him with the cooties and with him just talking about chopping down the
Let's do
trees.
that
But
because you need to kind of because Bill Gates is a very important figure in terms of understanding what we're up against.
hmm
He's the spokesperson for the
for
Culture Club.
yeah, and it just blows my mind that people can um I don't know, are they just not listening to him? Are they not hearing these things? Because it blows my mind that people could actually like hear this stuff and be like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea." Yes, we should chop down all the
I think that
trees.
people don't like him, but he pays off the media to favorably portray him. And then people they literally contradict themselves because they go, well, the media sanctions him, so whatever.
But didn't you say that, like, people that think he's a good guy? Like he's
Yeah,
doing a lot of good.
yeah.
So there are actually people buying into this, like, they watch CNN or whatever, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Bill Gates is great." So he's like on this kick about with his fake meat.
So he comes out and he goes,
Tell us what he said.
he goes, you know, in the categories that I'm really kind of excited about over the last years. So what happened? What is he? Well,
I'm
yeah,
excited
I'm
about death
excited.
and destruction and reducing the population and chopping down all the trees. And now I've got another project I'm excited about.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, I mean, what? Nothing good has happened to be excited about over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
You guys orchestrated cooties, and then everybody's traumatized in the wake of cooties, and now the economy's in the hell, and also we're a third world hellhole. That's the only thing that's happened over 5 years. He's like, I'm really excited among all the great stuff that's happened in the last 5 years. I'm really excited about the emergence of fake meat, my beyond and my impossible.
Which he just so happens to uh, say that he's invested in. In other words,
Invested in.
code word, he like probably owns those companies. You know
Totally.
what I mean?
Totally. He
Yeah.
tells them all what to do.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even really know the dynamics of impossible and beyond. I think it's like 3D printed meat.
Yeah.
Remember like that
Yeah.
thing that we saw where they had like chickens in a tank
Mm-hmm.
and they're all these chickens are not quite done yet, but it's only been 2 days.
We can make a chicken. Why even make a whole chicken? Why not just like make the breasts
Just
or
for
the you know what I mean?
this is the breast tank. These are the legs. Why? Why even make a whole chicken until they can rip it apart?
Do they make
Dude,
feathers too? Or
does the
do
chick
they
come
all
into
bald?
consciousness and go, oh my
You just made me and now you're gonna
God?
eat.
So, anyways, I don't really know the whole dynamics of that, but I wouldn't, dude, I would never order a fake meat burger from
No.
Burger King.
He's like, you can get this at Burger King. This impossible burger.
So now he's Mr. Fast Food because he's got Burger King meat and
Right.
he's got French fries at McDonald's.
Yeah,
So
totally.
he's like corralling people
He's
into
he's trying to poison you from every
he
angle. You know
loves
what I
it.
mean?
So he comes out and he goes, of all the categories I'm really happy about is the emergence of fake meat. And then the other guy's all, licking his balls, right? And the other guy's going, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, is the fake meat better for you or just better for the environment? So that's the first assumption.
Right.
So the first assumption is that carbon is
It's
toxic
bad.
and destroying us.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
No, it's not. Like life depends on carbon.
I don't believe that methane from cow farts is a problem that we need to have addressed and calibrated by Bill Gates.
So this reminds me of you know, the whole narrative around those animals, those 200 million-year-old
Oh
animals
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
that
That's
that
another
made all
assumption.
all that oil that we've been using all these
These are
years.
fossil
But
fuels.
but now suddenly we're like dangerously close to like the last few drops of it. And so we have to
We're
switch over to electric.
we're basically scraping the dregs barrel.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel just to
You
keep your car
know,
going.
it's like when you add a weed and you scrape the resin out of your pipe. That's where we're at with oil.
Yeah, so this whole cow thing that he's talking about is the same kind of idea. It's like, cows have been around for, you know, thousands of years, if not longer, and people have been eating them and they've been living on the land. And now suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, these cow farts are just like destroying
So
our
then the way
environment.
Bill Gates couches it, like we're supposed to just accept this. He's like, well, cows create 6% of the methane, so
Of,
we're
yeah,
gonna
of the
modify
emissions.
we're gonna modify cows.
Yeah,
It's like, dude, no.
he totally this is like everything else that those kind of people do is they micromanage
Yeah,
Mother Nature. We did it. Remember our episode is Mother Nature being micromanaged?
yeah, when he
That's
went out
one
to
of
the island.
that's one of my favorite episodes because we talked so uh intensely but in a funny way about how these triple M's to the P's, these megalomaniac mini megalomaniac psychopath micromanagers
Yes.
want to micromanage everything, including Mother Nature. And Bill Gates isn't a mini megalomaniac; he's a huge megalomaniac. But he does this. He's thinking, and all these people are going along with
Oh,
his
but
idea.
you can see the dynamics of the triple M to the P through Bill Gates.
Yeah,
Bill
totally.
Gates is the megalomaniac psychopath.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then he
when he says,
delegates.
we need to reduce carbon, so then all the triple M's to the P, they go out and micromanage you.
Right. He delegates to his minions, and they delegate to you.
They,
And, the idea that, Mother Nature should be micromanaged and somehow like he's going to make it better. Like
well,
it's
he had that
better than,
same idea with the sun. He's
yeah,
like, well,
let's dim the sun.
the sun
That's
is
another one of those things he's
the
probably
sun is
excited
too
about.
bright. I'm excited about the dimming of the sun that we've done over the last 5 years. It's been really good. So what we're going to do is we're going to put particulate into the atmosphere that deflects the sun's light.
Just spray it all over you.
And I know exactly how much we have to deflect because I've done the math.
Yeah,
You know,
because I'm a computer scientist, supposedly. I don't even think he's
that's
that.
another assumption that these megalomaniac psychopaths make is that, you know, things are wrong and you need to accept
I
it.
I can fix it.
You need to accept that it's wrong. First of all, you need
Yeah,
to accept that it's
it's
wrong.
wrong. Yeah.
Like, I don't believe that there's too much carbon. I don't
No,
believe that.
I don't think these
He's,
cows are farting too
no,
much.
and I don't believe there's too much light from the sun. I
No,
don't believe that.
I don't either.
Yeah. But he's like, not only is that a problem, but I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
I'm the authority on these topics. Like I'm the authority on healthcare and vaccines. I'm the
Yeah,
authority on computers. I'm the authority on the sun and the environment. I'm the authority on cows and methane emissions. And
yeah,
like this guy just like thinks he's like the know-all of everything and can fix everything. And
totally.
first of all, like you said, these things don't need to be fixed, but
Plus, I'm anti-vaccine. I'm
yeah,
anti-Maxine. He's Mr. Maxine.
yeah.
I completely abandoned that premise too.
Yeah. Yeah, why do these things need to be micromanaged and fixed?
They
Like
don't.
the cows are not like out there just farting so much more than they ever did before.
No.
And even if they were, you know what? It's natural. That's
Totally,
totally
dude.
natural.
It's fine.
Like
I'm not sitting here going, dude, these cow farts are bumming me out.
you know what? I just had a funny thought. Like, what if he was trying to manage like people farts?
Yeah,
And what if his impossible meat was like making people fart a lot?
yeah.
Could you just see that?
And he
Because
was like,
all
well,
of
it's kind of backfired.
all of their plans backfire, and that one would be like literally backfiring,
The
backfiring.
is a fire out of my backside, but that's not what I wanted. It was like, so we had 6% reduction in methane, but then a 12% increase in methane from people farts from my impossible meat.
So,
So I don't
back
know
to the
what to
drawing
do.
board.
We just need to kill more people. See,
Yeah, that's where it all gets boils down to that.
if you look at what he's doing, so this is what Bill Gates is a master at.
Mm.
He's a master at saying, like the Satan goes, Bill, come here. We need to reduce the population dramatically, and we need to convince people that they need to change their behavior so that they're more austere and corralled into little ghettos that we can kill them. And then Bill goes, "Good, good. What do you want me to do?" So Satan goes, what we're going to do is we're going to convince people that the sun is too bright and you got to dim it. And we're going to convince people that cows are bad, so you got to eat fake meat. And the fake meat's probably going to corral people into the healthcare system.
Oh, for sure.
There'll be all kinds of
Yeah.
weird side effects to eating that crap.
They'll probably get mad cow disease.
Mm.
The fake meat.
Mad fake cow,
Manufactured mad cow disease.
mad fake cow.
Yeah.
That sucks. You got mad fake cow. You probably get an eye like Katy Perry.
Yeah. Just be tweaking.
So, anyways, that's one, and then the other one is Satan tells Bill Gates, he goes, okay, so the plan is we're going to convince all of these idiots to take some shots, and we're gonna inject them with some shit.
Because we can always get him to take shots.
We can always
We
get them
can
to take
always say,
shots.
you better take a
All I gotta do is
vaccine for
traumatize
this.
them with some Chinese dudes rolling around on the ground in the gutter, and then they're gonna think, "Oh my God, I don't want that to happen to me." So Bill Gates, what I notice is Satan comes up with evil plans to kill us all, and he comes out and tries to sell Satan's evil plans
He's the
to us.
sales guy.
He's a sales guy. So what he
Yeah,
was doing right there was a sales pitch.
right.
Because I've done sales. And what you have to do in sales is you have to uncover pain, and then you have to
Create a
really,
solution.
yeah, well, the first thing you want to do with a sales pitch, this is the disgusting thing about sales, is you want to, they have this thing they taught me in sales, it's called spin selling.
Oh my God,
SPIN.
that sounds so sneaky.
It is. And
Because
spin,
that's what the newscasters
that's
do.
what the
They
newscasters do.
spin the stories.
So it's an acronym.
Mm.
So it's situation, pain, implication, and need.
Oh, how
So
insidious.
it's insidious. So the situation is you look at person's situation. So we eat cows and we're susceptible to diseases. So what they do is they go, good, good, good. So where's the pain? Well, they have to create the pain. So Bill Gates is creating this artificial pain. The artificial pain is
Mm-hmm.
too much methane and too much sun. So we're going to modify the cows and deflect the sunlight. That is, so that's the solution that they come up with. But he creates the implication, the I part of the spin.
Mm.
And the implication is, well, no, you don't understand. The methane is causing all of these problems. And they invent all these problems and attribute it to that.
Wow.
So that's what he's doing. He's doing a very sophisticated sales pitch.
Right.
That's why we're always foisted those videos of them at these conferences, like these World Economic Forums and stuff,
Yeah.
because nobody cares about that, but
Yeah.
it gets foisted on us.
Right.
It's because they're selling people.
Totally.
And the thing is, unfortunately, is people buy,
They do.
you know,
Yeah, like people watch it and go, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
they
There's
do.
just too much methane."
Like, look at all the Tesla drivers out there.
Yeah.
They've Every single Tesla driver at some point has kind of bought into the idea of methane and global warming and too much carbon.
And electricity doesn't use any of that stuff.
No, that comes from that building.
Or my wall.
Comes from
I
the
just
wall.
plug it into that thing in the wall.
It's
It's
clean.
clean. I don't have to go to the gas station and that smelly stuff everywhere.
Yeah. They're so ignorant.
Yeah.
And they just totally buy hook, line, and sinker the sales pitch. So I think that's what it is. You have to understand what it is. They're going out and they're selling, but all of his assumptions are I reject them.
I reject him too.
I mean,
He puts out all these theories that are so they're just there's no basis for them and they make no sense, like
his solutions are gross
they're
too.
so
You
gross,
can drink poop water.
Yeah. And he's talking about like how the cows put so much pressure on the environment, because of just like to keep them alive, I guess. And then like manure management was another one of his points that he made.
It's
Like
manure management.
there's so much manure in this. Well, you know what that made me think of? Don't we use manure for like making other crops like that we need, like
Yeah,
fruits and vegetables and stuff like that? Like,
yeah.
don't we use the manure
I can't
to
remember. Somebody broke it down for me. There's like a manure crisis that we should all be scared about.
yeah. So
That's all probably manufactured.
so this is like all of their plans, like, if Bill Gates had his way, he'd get rid of all the cows and we'd all be eating fake meat. He'd chop down all the trees and he'd dim the sun. So what do we have left there? We have a world where there's like very little sunlight and there's no so things aren't growing and there's no carbon to help make oxygen for the people that are living because there's no trees and nothing's growing. And then you can't like grow any crops because you don't have any manure because there's no cows that are pooping. So basically, everything's going to die. This is like his wet dream, I guess. So
That's
totally.
pretty much it.
Right.
That's what he wants.
Yeah. And then
That's perfect.
he'll be living up on a hill somewhere in his bunker where he's got like a 20-year supply of like
Everything.
everything he needs, including probably like a deep freezer of like, filet mignon and stuff for
Totally.
enough for like years,
He's stoked for years, and basically, he's like telling us, by the way, I released these ticks that will, if they bite you, make you allergic to me.
Yeah.
It really works good because he comes up with all these great solutions.
Yeah, the mosquitoes, remember his mosquitoes, the genetically
GMO.
modified
Yeah,
mosquitoes.
GMO mosquitoes I've come up with, and he invests so he's got all this money. Dude, give me some money, bro. You got all this money to make GMO mosquitoes. How much did you invest in that crap?
These things that he comes up with are so evil and diabolical, and they're just like something out of some like weird science fiction movie, like an old James Bond movie of like what the villain would do, that people
He's
would
full on
never fall
Blofeld.
for. Yeah,
He's full on Blofeld.
yeah.
Like we talked about that before, where you could easily see him in his pink sweater, petting a cat, holding the cat and petting his cat, and talking to his minions.
His bald cat.
His bald cat, he's just petting it, and he's just going, if we do a really good job with healthcare, you know, because a really good job with healthcare, according to Bill Gates, is
Killing
reducing the
everybody.
population. That's healthcare.
I guess that would cut down on healthcare costs, right?
It totally does. He's
Although,
also the guy who's like, you know, we should really consider killing people at 65 because
right. But not me, of course.
not me, I'm like 90, but that's fine. But um
I have to stay here to keep getting the word out.
he's like Al Gore. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm an important person. I need to be here, but you need to die. Because at 65, they say, well, now you're beginning to drain the system of resources, and we can use those better someplace else. You just go ahead and euthanasia yourself. We'll
Mhm.
mail you a coffin on your 65th birthday.
Oh my God, he would love
They
that.
would love that program. You'd be like, it's really efficient, really good.
It's efficient.
So the thing that Bill Gates does that pisses me off is he states all these things and they're all predicated on assumptions that we're supposed to just accept.
Right. Exactly. And what makes him the authority?
What makes him the authority?
Yeah.
And why does he have to pay off the media to favorably cover him?
Yeah. I mean, he states these things as fact, and people just accept it. Like you said, like they don't question it, they accept it. And
He's all photographed with Epstein.
yeah.
Gross.
And then he's
Think
got,
about being the 16-year-old girl that had to have sex with Bill Gates.
ugh, God, nightmare. So
He's
gross.
all, no, 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 lick my balls a little bit more. No, come here. Come back here.
Does he have those?
Yeah.
Actually does to be this arrogant.
He probably
Um,
does. He's probably just like, no, no, no. I wanted her to suck my dick a little bit more. Ew.
oh my God. Yeah, what was the other thing he said in that video? As countries get richer, they eat more meat.
That's countries. Yeah.
Can't have
That was
that.
another thing. He goes, well, what we're running into in the future is we're going to run into countries that get richer. They tend to eat
They
more
tend to
meat.
eat more meat.
And meat is
We
a
can't
very
have that.
inefficient form of protein.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not,
No, it's
dude.
not. It's like the most efficient form of protein.
Totally. What are you going to do? Give people legumes
Yeah.
to get, dude? And we've seen vegans. We
Yeah.
saw that one vegan influencer. Remember her?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "I feel great."
And then she was like dead like 2 days later. Starvation.
He died of starvation.
I know some vegans, and they don't eat healthy.
No,
No, they eat like a lot of carbs,
like
and
fries.
yeah, and it's like, okay, you're not eating animals, but you're also not eating a healthy diet. And I don't think that that's the way our bodies were meant to be anyway. We're
Yeah,
omnivores.
totally.
We were born as omnivores, and our
Totally.
bodies need that. And
Yeah.
animals are here on Earth because we humans
Need
need
to
to
eat them.
eat them.
Do we have teeth?
You know?
We have like
Yeah,
your canines
yeah,
in your mouth. They're called canines.
yeah.
They're made for ripping
I
flesh.
mean, what about dogs? Like, I
Totally.
bet these people try to make their dogs be vegans.
Oh
They're
my
probably
God.
so malnourished.
Some German Shepherd.
Yeah,
He's
you're
so
only
pumped.
gonna eat beans and rice.
He's like running away.
He's like catching rats in the backyard.
Uh,
Oh my
Plus,
God.
he's probably having him liquor down there too. So it's like, my life sucks.
So awful.
Poor dog. Oh my God. I know. And dude, these people get brainwashed to believe that meat's bad.
Yeah.
Dude, they did that. Remember, I told you when I was selling copiers, I sold copiers to that one company, and their whole business model was we mail vegan meals to people. So they'll
Mm,
just like mail you boxes of vegan food.
wow.
You probably end up totally emaciated after
Yeah.
doing that for a month.
So, well, and they have to take all kinds of supplements and stuff because they're not getting
I mean,
everything
yeah,
they need, you know. I think,
dude.
like I say, everything in moderation.
Well, that's
You know what I
true,
mean?
but I
Everything
mean,
in moderation. You don't need to eat like steak for every meal every day, but you don't have to like do without either.
totally, it's not a problem. Just be natural about things and
Yeah.
be normal.
Yeah.
And the other thing that they did was they had this video that they created, and they're like, "Will you watch our video?" And I was like, "Okay." And remember, the whole first part of the video was because Bill Gates talked about this too. He's like, animal cruelty.
Oh,
And he's
animal.
like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you care about animal cruelty? Well, what about Dr. Fauci when he's like doing tests on beagles?
Yeah.
You know?
How many animals did they test this fake meat on?
Oh my God. Yeah,
Oh,
he's talking about animal cruelty. They make chickens in a freaking tank.
yeah.
These ones still are not complete yet.
Yeah, poor
They're a couple of
thing.
days more,
Oh.
and then you can eat it. Gross, dude. Dude, I do not want to eat that. Now I'm kind of bummed. Like,
I
if I
know.
go out to fast food, am I getting impossible meat thrown in my stuff?
Probably. You shouldn't have fast food anyway.
Oh my God, not
Oh,
anymore.
yeah.
But dude, it's so gross. But wait, what was I talking about though?
You were talking about your selling when you were selling to that
So she
vegan
sends me the
company.
video,
Uh,
and the whole first part of the video is how bad we treat animals.
oh yeah. Well, isn't that the spin thing you were talking
That's
about?
the spin.
Yeah. You
So
got to get
it's
people like
that's
feeling
the pain.
bad. Yeah,
The
that's the
pain.
pain.
Look at how bad we treat animals. You should feel guilty about
You feel
this.
guilty and then you don't want to ever have another hamburger.
Oh my God, I just thought about that. It's like trauma-based mind control.
It is.
They make you
That's what
feel
they,
trauma.
yeah,
They're like, oh my God, in order for me to eat meat, I have to just murder these animals and torture them this horrible way.
right.
And people that have a heart, they're going to be like, I feel horrible about that.
Yeah.
So then that's the whole first part of the movie. And then the whole second part of the movie is this whole Kool-Aid that they say you can't get cancer if you don't eat meat.
Oh.
Vegetarians, they'll have like the one lady, she's like, I had fourth-stage breast cancer and I never would, the doctor told me I was dead. And then, and then,
Stopped eating meat.
yeah, and then she goes, but then I just went vegan and here I am 30 years later. And I don't believe that.
No.
That she probably got paid to come out and say that.
No. And some of the most unhealthy looking people I've seen are vegans, you know?
Totally, dude.
Yeah.
I have an uncle who's been a vegetarian since like 1969, and the wind can push him over,
Oh God.
you know?
Well, I know a lot who are really fat because they eat like
Yeah,
vegetarians are not the ones that don't eat any animal products, but
dude, sour
they
cream's
don't eat,
still fattening, bro.
yeah, and cheese, lots of cheese and fried
And that's
foods.
animal.
Yeah.
Where do you think you're getting? It's
Well, that's
cows.
vegetarian. So vegetarians will eat animal products. Vegans say that they won't eat anything even
Oh yeah, because
from
remember
from an animal.
the lady that gave me that video and that they used to send out those meals to people. She was like the CEO. Her car had pleather instead of leather,
Oh.
so she actually had a leather alternative.
Have you ever sat on a hot pleather seat?
No,
Oh my God, it's gnarly.
is it lame?
It's lame. I remember my dad when I was a kid, my dad had this BMW and it had pleather seats, and I used to get nauseous every time we would like get in the car because it was like when it would heat up, the smell, it was probably like total carcinogen. You know,
Wow.
the pleather would heat up and it would emit this like aroma, and it used to make me so nauseous. And then like when you sit
Probably was
down,
toxic.
toxic, and when you sit on it, you're like, if I was wearing shorts or something, my skin would like stick to the seats and it would like practically burn me, and it would like hurt to like peel your legs off of the seats.
See,
It's so awful.
I'd rather just have leather.
Yeah.
I don't care if a cow suffered for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want animals to suffer. I love animals. And I remember when I was working at this one job in downtown LA a long time ago, I had to drive by the Farmer John processing place, and it was so gnarly. I used to get really upset driving by there because it was, I can't even think about it. It was awful. But
Which it is awful, and shame
yeah,
on those factory farms
yeah,
that treat
those are
treat
bad.
cows
Do
like
you know
that.
what people really should do is people should hunt. Really. Like you should go out and shoot a deer every season and go shoot an
But
elk or
there's
whatever.
plenty of meat in the grocery stores.
I know, but more people should probably go hunt and get an animal for their family and do it that way because then it would be done humanely and process
It
it.
probably wouldn't though. They'd probably go out and torture the animals.
Well, if you're a responsible person and you're a responsible hunter, you're not going to torture it. You're just going to shoot it dead, you
Well,
know?
what you can do, well, that you're pivoting to the white pill here.
I am.
So you pivot it to the
Go
white
hunt
pill.
your own meat.
Hunt
That's
your
the
own
white
meat
pill.
if you feel like that. I kind of always feel like, dude, I hate hunters because we have tons of meat in the grocery store. Why are you going and hunting too?
Well, so I know a lot of hunters,
Yeah,
and there's two different kinds. There's the ones that go hunt for sport and they want the head, which I think is totally sick and worse than
yeah,
the people that are putting meat in our grocery stores
yeah.
because the meat is there
That's
for
annoying.
the meat
Like
is
when they
there
go
for
to
us to eat.
Africa and they go kill some lion and take a
Yeah,
picture of it, and
yeah.
you're like, dude, that lion's life is worth so much more than yours.
That's disgusting and despicable. I don't agree with that. But the hunters that actually, I also know hunters who actually do go out and they will hunt and shoot like a couple of deers every winter and fill their freezer up with all the meat, and they live off of that for several months, you
And
know?
that's cool.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that because if
As
you're,
long as it's during deer season, because I think
yeah,
they regulate the hunting.
yeah, or whatever the animal season is. But if you're hunting the animal to actually go feed your family, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with
You
that.
know,
I don't think that we have to hunt though. We have the right now the white pill is and we've talked about this a lot. It's be selective with your purchasing
right.
decisions.
Well, and also, so like,
Where do you get your
I was
meat?
telling you, I get my meat at one of the local meat markets here in
Yeah.
town,
Where do you get
and
your meat
I've
matters.
talked to both of them, and I've asked where does the meat come from, and where is it processed, and I've actually asked them like about the how they're treating the animals and stuff, and I think it's better to buy local like that, like shop locally if you
Yeah.
can, because
The
not
grocery
o-
stores, they might be using like
uh
factory farms.
totally, and not only that, but remember we were just talking actually before we started recording, the it tastes better, the meat tastes better, I think,
Yeah.
from the meat markets.
And that's true. And that could be part of the agenda is factory farms are probably done on purpose.
And I think a lot of those factory farms probably are bad and probably not treating the animals right. So I think it's better to try to get your meat from
I
the
heard
other
Tyson's
places.
a bad actor
Oh yeah, totally.
with the
Uh,
way they treat the chickens.
Yeah.
They have hormones and they do
Hmm. And they're
antibiotics.
mean to them. I
And I
think
don't want to
that,
support that. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
I don't want to support that, but
You know what else? I think when the animal is abused and it's being tortured, I think that is probably putting an adrenaline in it,
No,
like the kids that they torture with the adrenochrome, and I think it probably makes the meat not as doesn't taste as good, and it probably isn't as healthy. And I think if you have the other meat where the animal is treated humanely, it's going to be better for you.
I completely agree. As a matter of fact, I believe that there's spiritual ramifications to ingesting tortured animal meat.
Hmm.
You're bringing in all that suffering.
Right.
You're taking that into yourself. Be
We
cognizant
need to
about,
be responsible about where we spend
cows
our
should
money.
go graze and have a great life in the
Yeah.
grass. And then when it's time, they get humanely like shot in the head.
Yeah. So,
I think that's how they do it.
they told me at one of the meat markets down the street that the cows came from right on the hill right there. Our hill
Okay.
right here. And I was like, that's interesting because I see those cows all the time and they look pretty happy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
they're just grazing all the time, you know? So I mean, I don't know. It's sad when you think about it as like, I have dogs and I love animals and I'm like, I wouldn't want to eat them, but we're human beings and we're meant to eat meat. So it's part of the
That's
chain
kind of like
is part of the circle of life.
Brad Pitt when he was a vampire in Interview with the
I
Vampire.
have to drink blood.
Yeah, he was like, fuck, I gotta drink blood. I don't want to do that. I don't want to kill humans. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna suck the blood out of rats. And then like
Oh,
Tom Cruise all fucking with him. He's like, dude, you're still eating rats. What a kook, dude. Just eat humans. You're made to eat humans. Just eat them, And I think
yeah.
we kind of have to be like Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
We gotta just be like, whatever, I am what I am.
Yeah.
I'm a human being and God will sort it out in terms of, I'm here to eat meat. I think that God would say,
Treat the animal nice.
well, I mean, I'm not treating animals anyway. I'm going to a grocery store. So I got to be cognizant about my purchases.
Right.
Do not go and support factory farms. I think you can do the research. Like you've been doing research on our cottage cheese
I know.
and the cottage cheese, you got to do research
You got to do research on everything.
because there's so many bad things. So do research on your meat.
Yeah.
Buy your meat from farms like you said that are free range, no antibiotics, no steroids,
Yeah.
and they're not in pens and torturing them.
Hmm.
That's important. But at the same time, I don't think that we need to reduce methane by 6% by modifying cows'
No,
digestive systems.
and like I was saying earlier, like the whole chain of events that Bill Gates wants to create and keep going is not a healthy way to live either. This like dim the sun, cut down all the trees, kill the cows, eat
Why are
fake
these
meat.
people that tell
Like
us about
this,
our health, why are they always so dumpy and ugly?
yeah, he
Like,
doesn't look
did
like
you look at him?
he's not the epitome of health.
You just saw him, right?
Yeah,
He was on that video.
he's not in good shape and
Both of those men,
he doesn't look like a super healthy dude,
I don't, both of those men on the stage,
Yeah.
they were both gross, dumpy, and like I could beat them both arm wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not
Health.
taking health advice from you, bro.
No.
You don't strike me as like a dude. I should be giving you advice. Let me
Exactly.
give you some counsel.
Yeah, let me take you out to a beautiful forest and on a nice sunny day and
It
and
makes
cook
me
you a
think.
steak.
It makes me think about the lady in LA, the health and services people
With the dark
during LA.
circles under her eyes. She's like the health director and she looks like she's like
Oh,
just been buried.
oh my God. She just looked like, please kill me. She was like, oh, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and wear a mask and get a vaccine.
And she's all pale and sunken in
Pale.
with dark circles under
And
her
then
eyes,
her hair was
all
just like,
frizzy and gross.
dude, what was that one comic strip from the newspapers, Kathy?
Uh-huh.
She kind of looked like Kathy.
But worse.
She looked like Kathy if Kathy was on her deathbed,
Yeah.
and this is a person telling us about our health.
Yeah.
Or like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And he comes out and he goes, yeah, well, you know,
But he's 69 and he like takes his shirt off and works out in front of you. So
it's to see. I even keep my suit pants on while I do these bench presses. Why, dude? Dude, you're 69, bro. Put your shirt back on. And it just, but okay, I can see that, but even despite like the pecs and the six pack, he still doesn't strike me as the epitome of health.
Mm-mm.
The way that you talk, bro, you sound like somebody put it perfectly. He sounds like the dude who just broke up with his girlfriend and can't really talk about it.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
He's always just like, just really going through a tough time. Dude, clear your throat, bro, before you come on
Well,
stage.
guess he's got something wrong with his throat.
And so then don't talk to me about health.
Okay, yeah,
I hate to say it, bro, but I want someone in optimum health to
it's
teach me
true.
about health.
He's not exactly like the perfect spokesperson for health.
Or then we had Rachel Levine.
Oh God.
Rachel Levine looked like the penguin when it was played by Danny DeVito.
He just put a dress on.
I'm a woman, excuse
I'm
me.
wearing a dress, can't you see?
First of all, that's not healthy.
Yeah,
Thinking you're a woman is like you're mentally not healthy,
you're
but you're not that healthy, bro.
yeah,
You're kind of dumpy and pale.
yeah.
You look like, dude, I would beat you in any event, like any kind of decathlon.
I don't know what these men that are really like out of shape and unattractive are thinking. Like thinking that they can pass as a woman and that their life is going to be better. You know what I mean? You're
Like the
just going to
dude that
be
you
a
saw
really
at
ugly
Trader
woman.
Joe's. What about the dude at Trader Joe's?
Oh
Oh
my God.
no,
Michaels.
he was at
Yeah.
Michael's. He was at Michael's.
I mean, it's
I'm your
just,
Michael's employee. How are you?
I'm 6'3". I weigh 240 pounds, and I've got man hands and 5 o'clock shadow at 10:30 in the morning. But I've got boobies.
Let me help you. That happened to me. I got traumatized one time in Vegas. I went to have you ever been to the Fremont Experience?
Mm-mm.
So you go to the Plaza Hotel, and then across from the Plaza is the Fremont Experience. It's like a big walkway with a bunch of hotels and casinos on it.
Haven't been there.
You've never been there? And then
Mm-mm.
the Fremont Experience now has a roof and it's got like a bunch of images on top of it.
Oh, cool.
But when I was there, it didn't have a roof. So it was just like the Plaza Hotel is here facing, and then across from it is a row with hotels on both sides. So I was gambling at the Plaza and it was like 2 in the morning. And it was starting to get kind of not crowded. So I went over to, there was one across the street called the 21 Club. And I go in there and I'm winning. I'm playing blackjack and I'm winning. And I'm up like $800.
Whoa,
Dude, I was stoked.
nice.
So I'm sitting there, and then the little Asian girl who'd been giving me good cards, she puts all the cards out and she like puts her hands together and she goes, I'm done. And she like
Uh-oh.
steps out.
When they switch, it's always a problem.
And here comes Man Hands.
Oh no.
Man Hands with a blouse and a little bit of ruse and like full on 5 o'clock shadow,
Oh God.
but long hair and glasses and
You're like confused. Like what?
boobs, but then full on man hands
Oh my
and
gosh.
dealing the cards. And dude, I lost like $200
Oh
and I got
wow.
out of there. And I was like, it was the man hands that
Yeah.
was messing with me,
Yeah.
dude. I
Totally.
can't handle man hands.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing that these dudes have to recognize.
Yeah.
You're never going to be taken as a chick
No.
because of your hands, bro.
Yeah.
Even if you're able to sand down your Adam's apple
Mm-hmm.
and just like remove every body hair, you still got man hands, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can tell your hands give it away.
Right.
What the hell?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
What makes them wake up one day and go, you know what?
My life is going to be better if I wear a dress and say I'm a girl.
Ever since I wrote The Matrix, I just realized,
Me and my brother should just be girls.
you know what? What's his name? Robbie, whatever. You and I are chicks. We need to just come to terms with it. Dude, why? And have you seen pictures of them?
Yeah,
They're not good looking.
no, that's what I don't get. Or like the ones that like they dress all up as girls and then they have a beard. It's like, wait, what?
Like,
Like what? What
you know
lady
what I don't understand?
wants a beard?
You know what I understand is like RuPaul.
Oh, I know.
Dude, why do people love that dude? I mean, I don't really like watching that it
Yeah.
with its big horse teeth and just like smiling like everything's cool. Dude, you're a monstrosity, bro. I don't want to watch you.
How did we get on this sidetrack where we were talking about Bill Gates and his fake meat? Now suddenly we're talking about like
We went down a little. We went down a little, but because we're talking about the human health and services lady,
oh right,
Rachel
Rachel
Levine. I
Levine.
can't even call him a lady. It's not a lady.
It's a it's yeah.
You know what? I don't care if I'm like pissing you off. I do not ever play the game. You're not a
Well,
lady to me.
we are not politically correct.
No. And I'm not, dude, if you're a dude and you turn yourself into a chick, I'm still calling you dude. I'm
Mhm.
never calling
Well,
you
you
man.
call me dude.
I call you dude, but that's different.
I don't know why.
Well, because dude is kind of a useful word. Like I'll just be like, dude, or
I
I'll be like,
know.
dude.
You use it as like a exclamation,
It's like, yeah, dude,
you know,
dude.
like oh my God.
The guys who wrote South Park, they had this movie called Basketball before they came out with South Park.
Uh-huh.
And it was funny. There was this one part where they were talking in the dugout, and the dude goes, dude. And the other guy goes, dude. And the guy goes, dude. And he goes, dude. And he goes,
It's the whole
the
conversation.
whole
You can say
conversation.
so much.
It's totally. But yeah, I think okay, so white pill for this episode
White
is
pill.
when you see someone like Bill Gates or Elon Musk or Klaus Schwab, he's another one,
He's like Dr. Evil.
or now there's Sam Altman.
Yeah,
These people are frontmen,
for
and
Satan.
they're frontmen for Satan, and Satan has chosen them to head up his corporations
Right.
because the agenda is done through corporations, not governments anymore.
Exactly.
So they come out and they're foisted by opaque funds.
Right.
They have opaque funds that fund the opening because, like, we're starting a small business doing our podcast, and look how much hard work it is.
It is.
They just all of a sudden have some big,
They just
huge,
yeah, they just all of a sudden have like a million followers and they have a TV show and
yeah,
they get interviews, they get press and they have backing and they've got a huge company here, a huge company there, a huge company everywhere, like Dr. Seuss.
totally,
And they suddenly like get all this stuff made and there's
yeah.
funding for all of it. That doesn't happen organically.
That doesn't happen to people like you and me because
Mm-mm.
we are against the culture club.
Right.
The culture club props up the people who are going to go and do their stuff.
Yep.
So what you have to do is you have to recognize when you're getting told a sales pitch.
Exactly.
Like
You
Bill
know
Gates
what?
he wasn't being informative right there. He was being a seller.
This is good advice for just everything in life. When you're being given a sales pitch, you got to recognize it.
You got to know it. When people give a sales pitch, they tell you quote unquote information as fact.
Right.
But remember I told you about the dude I used to sell copiers to, and he'd go up to like Westmont College and just be like, "Oh, dude, no, no, you guys can scan to this, you can print, you can copy, and you can set this up, network it throughout the whole." Well, then they went and tried to do it, and none of that worked. He
Oh
just was
God.
full of crap.
But they already like bought like
They
a
already
hundred
paid.
thousand dollars worth of copiers.
Totally.
Yeah.
They already paid. They're already locked in, and now they find out that no, they can't do what they thought they were going to do, and they have to change their whole workflow. So you have to recognize that just because someone's telling you something is a fact, it might not be a fact.
Right.
And you always have to be weighing what's the motive of this person.
Yeah, exactly. And just because somebody who is telling you something is fact and they're on TV or on the news or whatever,
Almost makes it automatically
yeah,
rejected.
doesn't mean that it's true and doesn't mean it's fact.
As a matter of fact, I think it's almost the opposite.
Yeah.
If you see somebody on TV or you see somebody who's prominent on the internet, like an influencer, you almost 100% have to be skeptical of what they're saying
Right.
because they're being foisted. So they might just be complete lies or it's truth, truth, truth lies,
Right.
you know? So,
With I think with Bill Gates, it's lies, 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 lies. Maybe a tiny bit of truth.
yeah,
Lies. He's
yeah,
like obvious controlled opposition. He's not even controlled opposition. He's just opposition.
yeah.
You know.
Well, like he's pushing this idea, like, how are you gonna look? It's a perfect example is he goes, cow farts contribute to 6% of the world's meth.
Yeah. How did he measure that?
Totally.
He like has a special tool and he sticks out like
I
right.
spent a lot of time around asses of cows with a little measuring tool, and it was about 10 years of data.
We have a fart measuring tool.
I can measure, and then what I'm able to do is I'm able to quantify exactly how much of the atmosphere is cow fart.
Yeah, and it's without a doubt 6%.
It's 6% on the dot. I've crunched the numbers. And I also know exactly how much particulate we have to put into the atmosphere to deflect the sun.
Yeah,
I've done the math.
because that's necessary also.
And, here's another one that he'll say. Countries that are third world countries that are starting to get more money, they're going to eat a lot of meat and they're going to ruin the world.
Mhm.
That's another assumption.
I think a country that's a third world developing country coming
But
into the fore of the first world is good for everybody.
yeah, but
It's another first world country to go visit.
not only that, but they've probably been eating a lot of meat for a long time
Totally.
because they've been like in the, forests and the jungles and stuff,
Yeah.
and they've been like getting their own meat there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, how's
they're not eating fake meat.
No, no. He's like, well, see, like, so when you go from the third world to the first world, you stop sending out the dad to go take the spear and go, like, grab a boar for the family.
Yeah,
You start going to the store like a first world person
right.
and having farming and having industrial level, like, farming
So
and agriculture.
that brings me to my question that we did that whole episode on. Where's the second world?
There isn't one.
We just skip over from
The
third
third
world to
world,
first world.
the third world is just far enough over there that there's one world between us.
I feel like we're kind of a second world now
Totally.
because in fact this this
We've
this
slipped down
is
a world.
this is the second world. We could
Totally.
say we're the second world.
It's
Yeah,
like when you go from having an A to a B in a class.
yeah. You're no
Now
longer an A
you're
student.
no longer an A student. No,
Yeah,
you've dropped down to a B. No, we've
yeah.
dropped down to a second world.
We're second world status
We
now.
totally are. We're second world because what makes a second world? Well, our population is mostly third world barbarians.
Right.
So they don't know how to live.
No,
And then
the quality of life is slipped.
the other thing that makes us a second world is corruption. Corruption is a third world issue.
Yeah.
First world countries have systems that root out corruption. We have failed that now. So our system is corrupt. So that's what we have. We have a bunch of third world barbarians and our government's corrupt. That's a second world.
Yeah, I
But it's
mean,
not quite a third world. Third world, they haven't even really tinkered around with first world yet.
no.
They're still developing,
Yeah.
But he's like, they're going to eat a lot of meat. It's all these assumptions,
Yeah.
you know? I hate that. That's not a fact.
Yeah.
That's not a fact. You don't know that. What if they come into the fore and they become vegetarians?
Well, why would they all of a sudden be eating more meat? Like they're I don't know. It's just weird.
It's all predicated on these lies so that
The
they can
only
push their agenda.
the only place that I could think of where that might be valid is North Korea because I heard those people are so malnourished because Kim Jong Un
Kim Jong-un.
won't let them eat meat. He won't let them really have any protein at all. So they're like basically scavenging like the streets for like cockroaches and
Meanwhile,
rats and
he's a
stuff.
fat savage, like
Yeah,
having sex with whores and eating
yeah,
whatever he wants.
yeah. And he's like, isn't he married to his sister or something? Or no,
And probably
he. There's something weird going on there, but
Ilhan Omar is like, there's nothing wrong with that. You're right.
but yeah, that's where I could see the people breaking out and then wanting more meat because I don't think they've been allowed to have any. But I think like the other third world countries, they're out there like, killing antelopes
Dude, like some
and
African nations,
yeah,
their meat consumption is already where it
yeah. I
is.
don't think they're suddenly going to be like, oh my God, I need more meat, you know?
It's all just these. So that's the white pill. White pill is understand that most things that you're hearing are sales pitches and don't swallow down the assumptions.
Yeah, don't just assume that what they're saying, like these people just like self-proclaim them. They like decide that they are the authority on whatever they're saying.
Like Nissan will come out and be like, we've been voted number one luxury car last 10 years in a row.
By ourselves.
By ourselves. Like, what does that mean? That's like, like we'll listen to a car commercial and you kind of have a tendency to like almost like swallow down the crap that they're telling you.
Yeah.
It's a full-on commercial. and a lot of it's lies. And that's what you have to remember. Bill Gates is a commercial.
He is.
He's a commercial.
He's a commercial for Satan.
What was the other one that he had? So first of all, he was big with Maxine's.
Yeah.
He was over there making sure he was like during the height of cooties, like right when the shots first came out, he was like,
We need everyone on Earth to go ahead and take this.
Yeah.
so that was that one. So he's got that. Then he's also invented path number 666, where you can just point your phone at somebody and tell what vaccines they've had. Kind of like the episode we did yesterday,
Yeah.
where you go to the dance club and in order to get in, you got to have all the vaccines. And the bouncer just injects you with your latest one if you're
Right.
not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
If you
saying?
want to come in and dance tonight, you gotta
Yeah.
take this.
And he's got a phone and he just scans your body and now they can tell, you know.
And you know what? We make fun of this stuff and joke around, but can't you just see that becoming like the norm?
Totally.
And can't you just see like a bunch of like walkers like in line at some club and going, okay, and just like holding out their arm and like taking some injection that they have no idea what it is so they can go in and dance? Because remember you talked about your Lyft driver who was, or your Uber driver
I really
who
want to
was
see
like,
that band.
yeah, I took the shots because there was a band playing that I liked.
Everybody's supposed to be like the one lady from Long Island.
I'm not asking what's in the infusion. I roll up my sleeve and I take the infusion.
That's how you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So he's got that. Then he's got
I release some ticks
Mosquitoes.
and mosquitoes.
so I'm working with ticks and mosquitoes. He's kind of like a tick and mosquito.
Yeah.
I like he kind of resembles
Ticks and mosquitoes.
Yeah.
He's like a pest and he's like a parasite.
Totally.
So he's feeding off of us, his host.
Mm,
I don't want to be your host anymore, Bill Gates.
no.
Don't parasite on me.
No.
And then so what's another one though? He's still got more.
I got my poop water.
Poop water.
You can drink it.
Yeah.
And then
I got my fries that I make for McDonald's.
They're GMO
They're
and
GMO.
full of glyphosate.
Glyphosate.
Yeah. Whatever.
Can I have more glyphosate with my fries?
Sure, that's good.
And then so now he's got
Impossible burger.
Impossible and Beyond. So he
Yeah.
did two different ones. What that's weird. Are
Yeah.
they competitors?
Yeah, but it's like Pepsi and Coke. You know, they're all in like
I
Black
control
Rock.
them both. So then, okay, he's got that going on now, the fake meat, and then he's also got.
I'm dimming the sun with putting particulate.
Is that pretty much all of Bill Gates' initiatives? Because that's all of them. Dude, that's a lot of them, and
That's a
all of them are
lot.
predicated on lies.
Yeah.
All of them. That's
Yeah.
all a bunch of fucking lies. It's basically him trying to reduce the population in a whole host of ways.
I know. And do you think that it's all his plan, or do you think that he's just the puppet? I don't know. I kind of think that he
No, he
is
doesn't come
coming.
up with those plans.
I think he's coming up with some of it.
Maybe,
I think he's evil.
maybe, but I think Satan inspires him.
Yeah.
Satan
Well,
goes,
Satan's working
good
through
girl.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But
I don't think
Satan can pretty much control Bill.
I don't think he's a triple M to the P. I think he's
He's like Larry.
double M to the P.
Yeah.
He's a megalomaniac psychopath, not
He's
a
Larry Fink.
Yeah, I think he is actually like thinking that he's coming up with this stuff and how clever he is and how important he is and
Yeah.
how great all these things are, you know, because none of it's going to affect him.
Well, that's the thing. He's always just like telling us what we need to do, but he still travels around the world and has his lavish lifestyle.
Exactly.
You know, kind of like Al Gore.
In his bunker.
You know?
Yeah.
So he's got all of these different plans that we've got to just hurry up and get on board with. And have you noticed it's always like us would hurry up and die, hurry up and die. It's always us that has to change our behavior.
Right. Yeah.
It's always like, hurry up.
We have to stop eating meat and we have to stop farting and we have to stop drinking clean water and
Mhm.
we have to stop wanting sunlight and
Mhm.
trees
Mhm.
and oxygen probably too.
Totally.
Because we probably shouldn't have any
And you
oxygen.
probably shouldn't have a jet-setting lifestyle. Like
He travels around the world, but you shouldn't.
No.
I get to. I'm an important person doing
That's
important
for
work.
me because I need
You
that.
don't need to do that. You just accept that you get less than me.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else with Bill?
Did we prescribe enough of a white pill?
the white pill, let's reiterate what's the white pills.
Okay.
It's always remember these people are salespeople.
Right.
You're always getting told a sales pitch. Don't accept their assumptions.
Right.
Don't accept their assumptions.
Yeah.
When he says 6% of the methane is from cow farts, don't accept that as a fact.
Yeah.
Like you said, how the hell does he like even gather that data?
Exactly.
Is he out there like by cow asses and just going, I've
I've
been
measured this fart.
like
And
Linda,
I've times it by the amount of cows in the floor.
he gets home and Melinda's like giving him a big kiss at home, and she's like, "What'd you do all day, honey?" He's like, "Well, I was hanging out next to cow asses, and I was measuring farts, and I was measuring how much methane is in the farts all day long. I've been just immersed in cow farts." And she's like, "Come here, give me a hug."
That's so gross.
That actually might be a dude.
That is a dude.
That's a dude.
Yeah.
So it's not like he goes home to a chick. He goes home to a dude named Robin Williams.
No, not Robin
Who
Williams.
is it? Klein?
Kevin Kline. Uh, oh my God. So
He hasn't
yeah,
done a lot since a fish called Wanda.
you gotta question these preposterous theories and people and go to your local butcher and buy a steak.
That's another white pill. Be selective with where you get your meat and your produce these days.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
because isn't he doing GMO, putting like vaccines into the lettuce and stuff too? I heard that he was doing that kind of stuff also.
totally.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a funny thing happen when I remember I told you I went out to the boat and I saw the concert on the boats
Yeah.
yesterday,
Yeah.
and I was smoking weed with this dude. He was like, "I love Trump, Trump," and I was like, okay, whatever, dude. And then, so I was trying to like plant the seed. I was like, well, I kind of look at it as like all these people are puppets being controlled by, you know, that country from 1948. He's like, no, no, they're not controlling everything, bro. No, I don't think that at all. And
Wow.
then he's like, the only thing I kind of disagree with Trump about is his stance on abortion, because I think, I got a girl pregnant when I was 17, and dude, I didn't have any money. We had to get an abortion. I'm like, dude, you didn't have to get an abortion. You probably shouldn't have boned her, bro. Where were your parents saying, dude, you're 17. Don't be going and having sex with her right now, you know?
Hmm.
Wait until you're married, be responsible. He's like, no, just abortion's good. Trump's good and abortion's good. I'm like, dude, I disagree
See,
with you
people
politically.
contradict themselves all the time,
I know.
you know?
So I was trying to like talk with him just briefly because all he did was just kind of like we're smoking a joint and he's like, what do you do, dude?" And I was like, well, I do a podcast. And he's like, oh, tell me about it. And then I told him conspiracy theories and he goes, oh my god, you want a new, he's like, so you think the whole space program's fake?
You're like, dude, you haven't even like
I'm
you
like,
haven't even
dude, you haven't even touched on someone. I'm like, among other things, I said that's totally fake. I told him, I'm like, dude, that looked like Simi Valley. I said the moon footage, that looked like Simi Valley. He was just like, oh, well, whatever.
He's like, I can't talk to you anymore.
Pretty much. And that was it. And he was like dismissive,
That's
you
so
know?
funny.
But
But you know what? You know what, Firefly? You planted seeds.
I did.
So we've talked about this before. Sometimes you can talk to people like that, and they seem totally just they're really out of touch and completely clueless, and their mind is closed to like even considering something that doesn't
Yeah,
go along with what they've always thought. But sometimes when you plant like a little seed, it might not even sprout like because of you, but maybe like a few months down the road they hear something from somebody else and somehow it like triggers
totally.
back to this conversation that they had with you and it's like,
I think
whoa.
so. And it was kind of uncomfortable, maybe, because like it started real organic. He's like, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm a conspiracy theorist." And he goes, "Oh my God." And then he like, you know, it kind of that kind of breaks the ice though.
Yeah,
When I tell people I'm a conspiracy theorist, they go, "Oh, oh, ooh." So people have all these different because everybody kind of has an opinion about conspiracy theories.
totally.
They're either against them or they're for them.
Right.
So then you get into conversations, but then what it opens up is some of the key. What you'll see is when you start a conversation by saying I'm a conspiracy theorist, it gets their mind thinking about issues.
Exactly.
Have you ever seen people do
Yeah.
that? They start thinking about what are the issues,
Well,
and then it's interesting because you see the issues that people think are important.
yeah, so the first place that his mind went to was space.
Space.
There's so many conspiracies, but his thought, the first thought he had was space.
Well, somebody had just talked to him the other day. He goes, "Yeah, I talked to this guy the other day, and he was like telling me his whole space program's fake and the Earth is flat." And he was like, "Oh my God."
You're like, Who was that guy?
I
Can I
know,
have
like,
his
yeah,
phone number?"
dude, he's probably a follower.
That's so funny, but though, because that just sort of like solidifies what I just said before, which is so he already had a conversation with somebody else who was
Yeah.
saying that, and now he's having a conversation with you about you're saying the same thing.
So maybe
Sometimes you need to hear something several times before it kind of sinks in,
that's true.
you know?
Then
And
it's not just a fringe opinion.
yeah,
Two different, completely different walk of life people just came and told you the same thing.
right.
So then I started with that, and then it goes to, well, I just love Trump. And I was like, what I can handle it in two different ways. I can be like, just go on a tirade about what an idiot Trump is, or try to find common ground with him.
Yeah,
So I just kind of did that. But, you know, that's another white pill is keep talking. Even
yeah,
if it's uncomfortable, just keep throwing out there how you feel.
yeah.
And if it's weird and it totally makes, everyone ruin Thanksgiving dinner,
Then
I don't
so
really
be it.
care.
Go sit with the children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'd rather ruin Thanksgiving dinner and bring it up and let people discuss it and chew on it a little bit, you know?
Sometimes you can bring it up in a funny way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like what we
Like,
did today with Bill Gates.
yeah.
We're just kind of making fun of
Like
his
if you're at
voice.
Thanksgiving dinner and you could be like, is this real turkey or is this Bill
Yeah.
Gates manufactured turkey?
Is this impossible turkey?
Yeah.
I want to make sure.
Are these genetically modified cranberries?
Yes. Uh,
Well, that was
that
fun.
was good.
I know we have to talk about that creep once in a while.
We've talked about him a few times. We
Yeah.
did,
Well, he doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
he's always got some new evil plan that we got to kind of
Yeah,
uncover.
he and Fauci seem to just sort of linger. They're like cow farts. They just sort of linger.
And they're not popular. They're
No,
old lizards.
they're
They're
gross.
nobody wants to see them. Why are
No,
they foisted? I think it's because they'll do and say anything,
exactly.
and their delivery is nice and polished.
I
They don't come out
guess.
like some people come out and they have to tell whoppers of a lie,
Yeah.
and they might crack under the pressure of that.
Bill Gates just comes right out and says, "We can reduce the population." You
Totally.
know?
Like he just totally just says it and is like, and then like whoppers, like 6% of methane comes from cow farts. Like he can just say that
Well,
with a straight face.
so you know what? So that's like how they do all of these things that people believe. They tell these lies that are so huge, like 200 million-year-old animals
Yeah.
and
10,000 likes.
spinning 6 million miles an hour. And they tell us these huge lies that are so big that people can't possibly question it. So when Bill Gates comes out and says the cows are producing 6% of the methane, it's like, how are you going to argue that? Did you go out and measure cow farts all
And
day and
yeah,
then, you know what I mean?
well, that's a good point.
It's so random and
How you gonna
weird.
argue it by saying, "Well, I actually went and measured, and it's actually only 0.1%."
Yeah. Yeah.
How did I measure?
So most people are just going to be like, "Oh, wow, 6%." He knows the exact number of the emissions in by these cows. Like,
And I've actually, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, Bill Gates, I heard a scientist say one time that carbon actually only makes a very small percent, like 0.04% of the atmosphere.
yeah,
So why would it be that devastating to have more carbon or less carbon? It's such a small, infinitesimal part of our atmosphere.
right.
So mm, you a liar. I call liar, liar, pants on fire.
Yeah.
Is that everything for this one?
I think that's enough.
That's good.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back.
I'll be back, Bennett. Okay.
Bye.